Listen to me, friends. It is fall in my mind, okay? I know technically fall has not begun, but it's September. It's close enough. We've got some decor out. I am just like in the mindset. So I have a little fall drugstore haul. We're gonna try all of this stuff on, which is why I don't have any makeup on just yet, other than like some sunscreen and some lip balm. And actually, the lip balm is, I'll put it back in its package so you can get the full effect. It is the Vaseline Cocoa Butter. This is something I used to have in my purse for years, and I honestly forgot existed, and so I was excited to buy it again. It has a slight cocoa buttery scent. It just feels like Vaseline. I mean, I have it on my lips right now. It's great, and it doesn't, I feel like sometimes lip balms make my lips drier. This does not do that. It reminds me of Aquaphor in that way. It's a very similar product, but it has that nice little cocoa buttery smell. So highly recommend. So some of this is from Walgreens I'd picked up when I was recently vlogging. If you didn't catch my FaceTime vlog, definitely check that out, and shout out to Andrea Renee because it was absolutely, she does FaceTime vlogs and I love them. So I will link her channel so you can check out hers too. While I was at Walgreens, I was vlogging there. There were so many new launches I feel like I haven't really heard many people talk about. So I'm excited to try them on with you guys. But this first thing we're gonna start with is a new launch from e.l.f. It's their Halo Glow Skin Tint. I ended up buying 2 shades. I actually bought these online on Amazon because I wanted to be able to get them in time to be able to share them in this video along with my Walgreens stuff. So, okay, if I'm honest, I actually don't watch a lot of short form content that's beauty. A lot of the things I'm being fed on like Instagram is non-beauty stuff, like my other interests. And so I'm assuming these have been talked about considering that they're a pretty big launch. I don't know, but I haven't heard a lot. So I've got the shade number 1, Fair Neutral, and number 3, Fair Cool. It's a shake well, squeeze out 5 drops of tint, then apply using clean fingertips or a sponge. Oh, so we're gonna shake these up. I'm just gonna swatch them first. It says they have 18 flexible shades, 6 shade families with 3 undertones each. This one is number 1, okay. That's definitely too light. Both feel a little light. So that's number 1 and that's number 3. We're gonna go with number 3, but these both feel pretty light. Oh no, I guess we'll see. These were 2 of the 3 shades in the fair. I should have gone with light. I feel like based on online swatches, you know how it is, it never does it justice. So we're gonna use number 3. I might, if I like the formula. Okay, how do you do 5 drops? Because here, let me just show you. I feel like it's hard to do, like, do they mean like that? Or I guess, all right. I'm just gonna put some on my finger. I don't know. This is probably too much. I think it's like a little bit goes a long way, so maybe I'll try to spread it out over here. What is this supposed to be like? Like, I'm assuming it's a very light skin tint, but I mean, we are talking very light. Like, this really didn't cover very much at all. I feel like e.l.f. is definitely in the business of duping a lot of things lately. Like, they've been really leaning into that, obviously, for years now, and I'm curious what they're meant to be duping. I wonder if it's supposed to be kind of like, I mean, obviously a skin tint, but this is so light. I'm like, maybe kind of like the CL one that's having a moment that I don't really like. Obviously a little too light. I look like a ghost. Well, it's fitting with the season. I look like a ghost. So I don't know, obviously wrong shade, but I'm not sure that I like the formula enough. Like, it's not doing enough for me to even make me want to buy the correct shade. And it's doing that little like pilling thing with like the white, and it could be the sunscreen underneath. See, now it's worse. I put sunscreen like this one under my makeup every single day, and I don't usually have that problem. So I don't know. I don't know, guys. Do I like start over with something different just so I can have an idea? Like, I feel like this looks weird. I'm gonna put something different on my face. Everyone cool with that? Because I also, I'm just now remembering, I did grab the Revlon Colorstay Grip Matte Primer, and I also want to use that. So what do? We wipe it all off, Jessie. We start it over. Yick. I'll be back. All right, we're back, baby. We're gonna put on the Revlon Grip Matte Primer. I just put on sunscreen again. All right, let's see. I've been using primers like this, just mostly in my T-zone area where I need the most help. So we're gonna see how much is it mattifying. Even the sunscreen underneath, it's definitely mattifying. It kind of has that silicone feel. I feel like I sometimes have to be careful with this, so again, that it doesn't end up pilling up either what's beneath it or what goes on top of it. You know what I mean? So a lot of times you can help avoid that by letting your sunscreen actually sit on your skin for a little bit longer, maybe 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 15, whatever you can swing. And then also letting your primer sit on your face for a little bit before going in. But we're going in because, you know, I'm ready to do this. So I'm just gonna throw on one of these, the Maybelline Superstay ones. I like these. I'm still not totally like obsessed with it, but I like it well enough. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on. The Lumi Matte name, I think, throws me off because it's really not super matte. I think it's a little more luminous than it is matte. And you're gonna see as we're putting this on top of a mattifying primer, I feel like it's still kind of more luminous. I'm not mad about it because I tend to go for a little bit of luminosity anyway, but just some updated thoughts for those curious, because I know some of you guys have seen me try that in previous videos. I'm gonna do this side with a brush. I'm trying to think if, I think I've used a brush to apply this before, but for some reason it's not, I don't remember. Yeah, it definitely looks prettiest with the brush. There's no doubt. You just get that little extra coverage, of course. I'm in one of those like in-between stages as, you know, the weather's slowly cooling down where I feel like my skin is not like tan by any means. I mean, at no point was I like tan, but like I just naturally gotten a little bit of sun and it was hard to get my face to match. I feel like for the past few weeks, and it still kind of is. So it's just been like a really weird limbo that I've been in. Also been letting my hair air dry a little bit more like I did today, just to give it a break from all the heat and I mean like heat styling. Okay, I feel like that sat actually pretty nicely on top of that primer. I'm surprised that it didn't end up pilling up a little bit. I tend to have a little bit of trouble, like I said, with silicone primer. So I'm gonna keep playing with this. This is coming home to my vanity with me because I'm liking the way that is sitting. And this is some of the best that I've seen this product here look, which is pretty exciting. I feel like my skin still has a little life to it, which is really cool. So, okay. Have you guys heard about the Revolution Skin Silk? This is an under eye brightening and concealing product. Again, I got 2 shades. I got Fair Cool. Oh yeah, that's right. This is the one. It's got this really weird applicator. It's like metal. So it's literally just depositing product. So that is going to be too light. That might be just right. So this one in light peach is so interesting. I'll be curious if I actually like this. So this is the one we're going to go with, light peach. The other one is Fair Cool. I wonder if this will be one of those products that will benefit from sitting and having a moment to kind of get tacky before blending. But I'm also wondering if this kind of tone for me will help cancel out the blueness that I do have in those areas. I'm just gonna kind of let it sit and maybe get a little tackier because it's definitely a little bit of a thin kind of serum-y like formula. You know what I mean? I will say too, the metal applicator does feel cooling in that area, but it always makes me laugh because it's like, you know, in a dream world, that's actually going to do something for you like depuff, but that little bit of cold, you know, it's not really doing anything, but it does feel nice. It does feel nice and you can't discount that. You know, if you're doing your makeup early in the morning before work or before the kids get up or just for whatever reason, those little kinds of luxuries, I'll call them, are a nice little, you know, nice little piece of your day. All right, let me try it with my finger on this side and just see. Definitely creamy. Like thin and creamy. You either love that or hate that. I tend to not love super thin concealer formulas, but I'm not gonna write this off yet because I feel like definitely brightening. And it definitely just kind of looks like skin. It doesn't look super cakey or anything. Do you see that? Now, is it covering absolutely everything like high coverage? No, but I do think it doesn't look bad. I'm definitely gonna wanna set this because it feels a little more slidey aroundy. These are only technical terms that we use here. I feel like if you deal with a lot of dryness in the under eye, perhaps this is a formula you might like. I definitely do. I'll get dry spots randomly like there. And seemingly it truly is random when I get them, but this feels like a very forgiving formula in that way. I feel like it kind of looks nice. We're gonna set it with something that some of you guys are gonna be so excited to see. This is the number 7 Lift and Illuminate powder. Now, you may recall years ago, if you've been around a while, they had this and it was in silver reflective packaging, Fingerprint City. But I loved that powder. It was the prettiest under eye. I don't even know that it was meant for your under eye, but it was the best under eye powder ever. It did everything you wanted it to do. It's blurring, it was setting, you could like almost couldn't tell there was powder there. Well, they repackaged it and methinks reformulated it. I have dragged my feet for years on trying this. We're finally gonna try it because I found it at Walgreens. So This is in the shade Light, which is the shade I used before. It's a very lightweight powder, and that's why I think it worked so well on the under eye. We're about to find out. I feel like I've been building up to this for years. This is so exciting. I would usually get a decent amount on my brush and then just like tap it once. Make sure there's no excess. And then, okay. So with and without. I mean, it definitely is slightly brighter and it's definitely set. I don't know if it's as blurring as what I have gotten used to with recent products like the L'Oreal loose powder you guys know I'm loving. But I also would be very curious to try this powder with my other concealers that I know I already like, because, you know, I always joke that this is the worst science experiment in the world because I'm trying like all new things all together. But it looks nice. I feel like this feels very reminiscent of the old formula. I don't know if it's exact, and like I said, I want to try this a couple, I mean, obviously more than just once, and also with other concealers and let you know, but it's not looking bad. And I've tried some under eye powders recently that are not good. So very excited. Let me know if you already use this and love it. I might use it to set my T-zone here in a minute as well, because obviously it's meant for all over. It's just a pressed powder. So yeah, it says it reduces the appearance of fine lines, evens the appearance of skin tone, visibly smooths the appearance of skin. So we'll see. I picked up the CoverGirl Eye Enhancer. I was just kind of curious. First of all, this looks like old school CoverGirl packaging to me in the best way, but like a little bit updated. But it just felt, I've told you, I'm feeling very nostalgic lately when it comes to makeup. You saw that video and this just felt very nostalgic to me. Hopefully these aren't like chalky or anything. We'll see. This like peachy shade here, I feel like I'm gonna end up loving in my inner, or my crease. I feel like CoverGirl really never nailed down the shimmer formula. Whereas I've got like my Maybelline single shadows that are so pigmented. Let me show you a little clip. This is me swatching the Maybelline shadows that I loved during my declutter video. They're so good. They have nailed down that formula. Whereas CoverGirl, I've always felt very underwhelmed. Like you can see, those are the two shimmers. But their mattes I feel like are generally pretty workable, and I love like little peachy pinks on the eye, especially if you have hazel eyes or green eyes. It looks, I think, really, really nice. So we're gonna give it a whirl. I guess I'll put a little bit of the shimmer on the crease. We'll see how it looks. Sometimes it might not swatch great, but then in the end it looks really pretty on the eyes, and at the end of the day, that's what actually matters, because that's where you're actually wearing it. Yeah, it's got a little more shimmer to it than I feel like the swatch showed. So I didn't even say, this is in Bellini Spritz. That is a perfect name for this. Perfect name. Yeah, this is actually looking pretty nice. I feel like you gotta kind of pile it on, but hey, that's not looking bad. So I'm gonna go in with the Peachy Matte. That definitely has got some pigment to it, but I feel like it's still blending nicely. Yeah, I'm not hating this at all. Kind of like a little fun, unexpected fall palette, you know, a little bit peachier, but I think it's still really pretty. The like orange tones. I'm trying the other shimmer kind of in the outer corner. You can't really tell. Then maybe a little bit of the pink. I feel like the pink and the peach are pretty close. So, you know, this could probably just be a duo and you would get the same effect, but yeah, I'm not hating it. So they had a couple other ones available if you were interested in just feeling a little nostalgic. I don't think this is bad quality at all. I will use especially these peachy tones. Like that is exactly the kind of tone I tend to like. I'm gonna use the shimmer on the brow bone. Feeling a little 2000s-y. I love it. Why not? Yeah, that shimmer surprised us all, huh? Okay, let me throw on a liner and then we are gonna try finally the waterproof version of my honestly current favorite mascara. This had gone super viral and still is. It's the Colossal Bubble mascara from Maybelline. But the problem with it, and I've still been experiencing, is that if it's hot out or you're sweating, the mascara will transfer, especially like up there for me is where it's been transferring. But I've also heard that maybe the waterproof mascara is not as good, the waterproof version. So we're gonna try it because I need the waterproof, okay? Just realized we haven't done our brows. I usually do those first, but we'll do those here, or like at least before the eyes. We'll do those in a sec. So let's try this mascara. Please be just as good, because I am just loving this formula. I feel like it really hits its stride like a couple weeks in. So like right now, it's really good, but this is super wet right now. So it just volumizes so quickly, I feel like, and I've just been loving it. So I'm gonna let that dry for a sec. We'll put on another layer. While we're waiting, let's throw on, I've got a couple of like lip products to try, so we'll just try them on intermittently. Oh, this is the pH one. I don't wanna try this yet because I feel like this really does mess with your lip color for a while and then you can't really see. So let's try this first. This is the Revlon Glossed Up Roses. They're super lustrous, like glossy balms. How do I? Well, here, let me go in with this layer. Now that's taken too much time and I don't wanna forget about this. I feel like this formula feels a little bit different. And again, it's hard. I'll have to wait a few weeks. I'll keep trying it, report back maybe on Instagram or in a future vlog because I feel like it's already clumping a little bit and I didn't wait that long between coats, but usually with the original, you really don't have to wait long between coats. You wait maybe 15 seconds, but you could wait and it would still build nicely. So I'm sure that's probably the waterproof part of this formula, but yeah, it's looking super clumpy and that is not how the Colossal Bubble looks. So I'll report back. Have you used both? How do you compare them? Like, do you feel like this one's just not quite the same? I'll give it time, we'll see. And I'll put wear notes down below like I always do, but yeah, I don't know. All right, so this is Glossed Up Rose. It's probably not gonna go with my shirt, but whatever. This looks so similar to all the like Revlon Lip Butters I was loving. Love the rosy tone though. It's so, I don't really have much like this, I feel like. It's definitely a little bit pinker, but I don't hate it. And I like the formula, I feel like is ever so slightly smoothing. It is very lightweight. It is not sticky. It's not thick and dry. Like, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna take it off, however, because the clashing will make me crazy. But that makes me really excited. I don't know if this is actually a new launch or what, but this is really comfortable. Okay, brows. So I have the new Milani Stay Put Brow Mousse. This was sent to me in PR a bit ago, so my fingers have mascara all over them. All right, we're gonna go with the lighter one, 110. I also have 120, just to see how it looks. I feel like this is close to my, yeah, and it's not pulling super warm. And I didn't wipe anything off of this brush before going in. Ooh, ooh. This was so easy to use. That's getting me really excited. So if you're curious, that was 120, that was 110. That's what I just used, 110. I don't know if that swatch was big enough, but just easy. Like a lot of times lately, I've just been doing a very, very simple brow, like not adding a ton more. And I feel like that added just about exactly as much as I want and nothing more, but it's holding them in place because it's got that like moussey feel to it. That's pretty cool. Okay. So for blush, let me throw on a little bronzer, bronzy bronze. Let me go ahead and set the rest of my face with the number 7 just to see how it does on everywhere else basically. So the nose. There's such a fine line though between like blurring the skin and just like really emphasizing all your lines and texture and stuff. And I don't know that I'm loving this. I feel like it's not looking great on my skin. It's slightly blurring, but I liked it okay on the under eye. So again, I'm gonna keep messing with that way, but this is probably not gonna be a go-to for me for all over. Now, before we do bronzer, let's just try this blush. So I got the number 7 powder blusher in Honey. This is a matte blush. The color screams fall to me. It's like a bronzy, peachy, not even really peachy. It's just a very neutral tone and it just looks so pretty. So I'm hoping I love it. Okay. Ooh. That's like the kind of product that can almost, at least for my skin tone, just like be a bronzer. Like it just kind of is that similar tone. Very similar. It reminds me of, actually, this reminds me so much of the old shade Dallas from Benefit. If you loved that, you would love this formula, or I mean this color. But the formula is so smooth. Like I feel like that looks really, really smooth. So holy moly, that is really exciting. I'm gonna throw a little bronzer kind of on my forehead just to kind of bring things together. I feel like my skin's looking really, just looking a little like lackluster. I'm just using the L'Oreal Infallible powder bronzer. I still love this stuff. Yeah, it's kind of a similar tone to that blush. So yeah, that, I am loving the formula, loving that color. Very exciting. I'm gonna throw on some of my Maybelline lashes covering my lower lashes just to kind of finish things off here. I feel like my lashes on this side, on my lower, are like so much stubbier and these are like longer and I'm like, what am I doing differently on one side, you know, in my life? I don't know, y'all. I don't know that I'm loving the way my under eyes are looking in person. And I can't decide if it's the powder or the concealer. Maybe it's both. I just feel like they're looking a little like, So I'll report in my wear notes down below, but also I'll just keep trying them because I don't know. I'm just feeling a little like, which is it that's making this look so like Oh, okay. Obviously kidding. So another lip product I just wanted to try. These are the Milani Keep It Full Plumping Lip Liners. They sent these to me recently. I only kept a couple, but I want to try this because I'm just curious. I love a good lip liner. And I feel like as I've gotten a little bit older, my lips just look better when I take the time to throw on a lip liner. Everything just looks better, whether it's a gloss, and I don't wear it every day. I mean, most of the time I'm just throwing on like a gloss and moving on with my day, or just a lip balm. But if I'm actually putting like color on my lips, it always looks better with lip liner. So this one is in the shade Go All Pout. Very creamy, very pretty. I mean, that's like a perfect color. Then this one, these are just evil. These like, like shrink wrapped ones that are so tight on like a little, these are just evil. Make me crazy. Sometimes when I get things like this, I'll just bring it straight to Tyler and he's like, no. I'm like, please. He's like, no, I hate these. I'm like, so do I, but you can always do it. I think it's just because I'm impatient, I give up. He will actually stay patient enough to do it. So this one is in the shade Hot Shot, and it's definitely, okay, maybe a little deep for what I typically would go, but someone out there, one of you guys would love this. Definitely a more browny nude, but it's a little bit of a richer brown. Okay. We did it, guys. We can breathe. All right, last one. All right, so this is Over the Top. Okay, that's probably the one I'm gonna use today. It's a little bit warmer, a little bit deeper. So, does it smell minty? It's kind of got like a sweet mint scent to it. I'm into it. I don't think I've ever had a lip liner that had a smell other than like, it smells like Play-Doh a little bit. Not this one, I mean other ones. It actually smells nice. So, okay. Then I wanted to use this. This is a L'Oreal Infallible some kind of lip, but it's in the shade La New Rose. And if I remember right, I think I tried this on in the car. It's a little bit lighter than I would typically go, but I really liked the formula. Oh yeah, that's right. Look at that. Listen, this looks 90s right here. I mean, you know, it looks pretty 90s, but I really like the formula. It's one of those that like it dries down, it's thin, it's not sticky at all. And I want to get another shade that's not this light on me. Which sucks. I wanted it to actually, I guess it does kind of look like that, doesn't it? When it goes on, it doesn't look bad. But anyway, I want to get another shade, but I really, like I said, like the formula. So I'll link the actual, whatever that actually is, because I don't know the actual name. I just said actual like 4 times. But let's put on another product. We're going to wipe this off if we can. I want to try these Maybelline Lifter Glazes. I've already played with them a little bit, but these truly are, I think, my favorite thing I bought on this whole trip. So we have got Caramel Glow and Berry Haze, similar-ish. I'll put on Berry Haze first. These are just comfortable. They really do feel like lip balm. These are just like the Revlon Lip Butters, okay? They make me so happy, but they're simple. You really don't need a mirror. They're kind of like a glorified tinted lip balm with a little bit more pizzazz. These I actually think do look okay without lip liner. I'm such a fan. I've really been leaning into these more berry tones lately, but let me put on the other one just so you can see it. Actually, this would probably look better with the lip liner. I think this is too close to my lips, so this one I feel like. Also, I've been like wiping off that area. It doesn't help. I'm gonna kind of do that. But yeah, I think it looks pretty, it's comfy, it's not sticky, and it looks like more than it really is, especially when you put a little lip liner on. So, big fan of both of these shades, but just this line in general. What am I gonna do with my hair today? I feel like when I air dry it, I never know what truly to do with it. Sometimes I don't know, we'll see. I guess I could still wear that headband. I wasn't planning on it. I was actually just using it to, that looks cute though, right? Oh, okay. That's everything. This was so much fun. So kind of going back through, I feel like some of the things I liked more than I thought, like some of the surprises, this number 7 blush, I am so excited to use this fall. I mean, from now on, because it's just, the formula was so easy to use. It was so smooth and I really like the shade. Like I said, the Lifter Glazes from Maybelline, I'm loving. I was very surprised at how much I loved this Milani brow gel, the tinted brow mousse. And then these lip liners I feel like are really nice. And then of course the Revlon one that's kind of similar to the Maybelline. So those are the ones I think I'm the most excited about. The most disappointing ones, I mean the e.l.f. as you saw, yuck, I don't know, man. I don't know. And then the Revolution concealer, I'm just gonna keep messing with. Same with the number 7 powder. I did like I said, the CoverGirl. This one also kind of surprised me. I do think it looks really nice. But yeah, I think that's generally it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thanks for hanging out with me, friend. Subscribe if you're into this kind of content, whether it's just us hanging out and chatting about makeup, or we're just chatting about other stuff, or I'm sharing my life with you in a vlog. Okay, so it's the end of the night. I just wanted to show you what the makeup looks like before I end this video. The eyeshadow lasted really well. I love the way that that shimmer is catching the light. I feel like the primer did a pretty good job holding on to that foundation. As a general rule, I feel like it stayed pretty well, even on my nose. It's not perfect, but it's better than it usually is. So I'm excited to try that some more. Like I said, this mascara is super clumpy. Like, I don't think it looks terrible, but it just clumped so fast. So, you know, it kind of depends on the look you're going for and stuff. The blush stayed on really, really well through a swim lesson with the kids, and not that I was like in the water, but you know what I mean, and just all the things. The brow product, I feel like generally my brows stayed in place. The color didn't move. Like, I'm very excited about that brow product. The concealer and powder, I want to try them separately. I'm not convinced that powder is as good as the old one, and that makes me so sad. But like the loose powder, the L'Oreal Perfection that I won't shut up about, is so good. And it is so blurring, and even like if it like doesn't really crease, like, I mean, it does in that like you can still see fine lines, but it just looks better. And so when I know there's an option like that out there, you know what I mean? Anyway, so all in all, not bad. There's a lot of products I'm excited to keep using. If you were into this video, check out this video next. It is one of my most recent affordable makeup videos like this one. If you liked this, I think you'll like that one too. I'll link it below for you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one, friends. Bye.